Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 edition of the Mudsock Boys Basketball game between the Fishers Tigers and the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. My name is Tristan Fleur, and it is a pleasure to be with you here tonight. These two schools are 3.4 miles from each other, cross-town rivals, and these two schools do not like each other. The Royals are 3-3 on the season, and the Tigers are 6-0. I'm with Nathan Gergen this evening for tonight's broadcast. And Nathan, what should we expect from tonight's rivalry match, and what are your keys for the game?
Well, I think we should expect a good match coming in here. Fishers is undefeated coming into tonight, so what they need to do is just keep rolling. They won't change much. HSE, on the other hand, needs to play with as much motivation as they have had in the past. I think they're on a 2-game winning streak. They would love to spoil the so far undefeated season for the Tigers, but they need to make the extra pass and not take risky shots, and less turnovers will certainly help.
Nathan, I agree. I expect a fantastic game tonight. This game is always one of the ones you want to win, and tonight the HSE student section is starting a possible new tradition during tonight's game. The first ever silent night will be held tonight. Based off of the tradition of Taylor University, the students of HSE will remain silent until 10 points are scored. Then the student section will make all the noise they can. So tonight we have a new tradition, one of the key events on the athletic calendar for both teams. And we will have all of the action next on Southeastern Sports Network. Don't go away. We would like to go ahead and take a minute and thank our sponsors for tonight, Sky Zone and Jimmy John's. We will be back after the break. Southeastern Sports Network is made possible by Sky Zone and Fishers this year. Come in and fly with them this winter. Sky Zone and Fishers off 121st Street, reminding you to have fun and fly safe. A big shout out to Sky Zone, who is sponsoring every broadcast for all 3 sports seasons this year for SSN. And SSN's winter sports coverage is brought to you by Jimmy John's on Olio Road. Jimmy John's provides freaky fast service in-store or through delivery. A big thank you to Jimmy John's for their support of Southeastern Sports Network. We are back with you here on Southeastern Sports Network. Tristan Fleur, Nathan Gergen. And Nathan, let's go ahead and look at our starting lineups for tonight. For HSE, DeAndre Rhodes, Cole Hornbuckle, Vinny Busilla, Sam Jacobs, and in the center, Mabor Majak.
It's a good starting 5. I think it's a nice all-around team. I think everybody knows their role. That's why they succeed. I've said it time and time again. Hopefully they just play the best of their ability.
We will be back with the Fishers lineup after the national anthem. After that wonderful performance of the national anthem by the Hamilton Southeastern High School Pep Band, we are back with you here. And let's go ahead and go over the Fishers Tigers starting lineup, Nathan.
Yeah, this is a solid lineup, of course, highlighted by Jeffrey Simmons. The man is an absolute beast, averaging over 22 points per game at this point. I expect to see a lot of him out on the court tonight.
Then you go ahead and get Dominic Castellani in there. You have Justin Long, Charlie Smith, and Isaac Farah round out the starting 5 for Fishers. It's a very balanced team. They're 6-0 on the season, and they look to go 7-0 tonight. Let's go ahead and look at some of the stats leaders for both teams currently. Nathan, let's go ahead and talk about the stats leaders for both sides.
Yeah, so Vinny Busilla, he's been having a heck of a season so far. Almost 13 points per game. He's got 12.8 points per game. Obviously, with Moore, he's no surprise there. He's the leader in rebounds. And Vinny is also the leader in assists, so really just kind of an all-around effort. And with Fishers, Jeffrey Simmons, as I said, 21.7 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game. This guy is only a sophomore, and he's putting up those numbers. So props to him. And then Charlie Smith with exactly 4 assists per game. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
It is. This game is one you want to win more than any other. I guarantee that both coaches, Matt Moore and Brian Satterfield, have this game circled, as does everyone involved with both of these teams, because this is the game you want to win. The crowd is going to be electric tonight once 10 points are scored for HSE. As of right now, they do have the quiet boards out. They are going full on in this silent night, and I think it'll be a good tradition, Nathan, if we go ahead and it's done.
Yeah, if this gets pulled off and people like it, I think this could be something we do for our big games, not even necessarily Mudsock, just our big games, so it'll be really fun to see what we do.
Well, going off of the tradition at Taylor University, they'll storm the court. Of course, in high school basketball, that is a technical foul, but still, everyone's going to go absolutely nuts once we score 10 points, and it is going to be a sight to see.
It is. I can't wait to see how they react. I hope they stay off the court. I really don't want a technical foul, but we'll see.
So here we go for this one. This is going to be a good one. In the middle for the tip is Mabor Majak and Isaac Farah. So here we go. Mudsock basketball. Starts now. Vinny Busilla gets the tip for the Royals. Taking up the floor, pass it to Jacobs. Jacobs inside to Rhodes. That one's good. First bucket for HSE.
Yeah, that was a good one by Rhodes. Really self-aware pass by Hornbuckle there. Sorry, Busilla. And great way to get on the board to start off.
Castellani handles the ball for Fishers, guarded by Busilla. Kicks it out to Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith drives in outside to Farah. That one is no good. Too strong. Cole Hornbuckle on the rebound. Hornbuckle takes it up the floor. Working against Smith. Going to drive in. That one no good. And it is going to be recovered by Fishers. And that one gets poked out, but still Fishers will retain possession. Justin Long almost had that one poked out from him.
Yeah, he did. Pretty good defense so far. It's only a minute in, so it's hard to tell what this game will be. But right now, they're looking like they're going to be locked in a defensive battle, which would be interesting to see.
Farah with a pump, drives in and slams it home. Isaac Farah on the dunk. Hornbuckle. Screen by Rhodes.
Hornbuckle's played, I think, all but 2 minutes of the game against Pike that we were broadcasting. This man is going to be on the court for most, maybe even all the game.
He's been a workhorse all season, and Coach Satterfield talking to him a few weeks ago, saying he is one of the team leaders, if not the main team leader on this team, based on him having a lot of varsity experience and being able to go ahead and bring that veteran leadership to the team.
Here we go. Fishers moving the ball around. 6-0 start for Fishers. That's a great way to start a season, of course. No losses. And I think they're going to keep it up. With Jeffrey Simmons at the helm, I think they could be one of the top teams in the state this year.
And the foul is drawn on DeAndre Rhodes as Jeffrey Simmons will go to the line. As you were saying, Nathan, he is a sophomore and he's putting up incredible numbers. At 6'6", he just has a mismatch over a lot of people in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, and he's been able this season to go ahead and highlight his mismatches.
Yeah.
And he has one there.
It's always good when your 6'6" guy, the guy that's supposed to be locking down the court for you, makes free throws. I think the same thing about Mabor. I'm glad that these guys can still hit free throws despite their height.
Kind of blasting that stereotype that tall guys can't shoot free throws.
Hey, it's kind of statistically proven.
And that is, it's a backcourt violation for HSE. So it looks like Busilla just wasn't watching where he was on the court there. But Fishers will go ahead and get the ball. Satterfield is a coach that preaches fundamentals, and he's more than likely not going to be happy with that, as any coach would be.
No.
But Castellani now handles the ball, guarded by Busilla. And that one is going to be Fisher's possession out on HSE.
Yeah, tipped off Hornbuckle's leg there. Going back to that backcourt, I think his momentum carried him across the line. I don't think he was even being made self-aware is just momentum.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Coach Satterfield says about that.
Oh, as Cole Hornbuckle almost has a fall there, but Mabor will go ahead after a. That was an interesting series of events there, Nathan.
It was.
A lot of scrambling for the ball.
This happened a lot against the Pike game, too, where there was just a lot of hot potato with the ball. Nobody really could pick it up, and it would just kind of stay on the ground while they're fighting for it. So we'll see. I hope that's
Jacobs
not a
inside to Majak, and that one is no good, but Majak will go to the line. One thing about Mabor this season, we've seen a little bit more offense from him. He's been known as a rebounder and a defensive mismatch, but this season he's been very good in close.
Well, I think he freshman through junior year, he was pretty afraid of the paint. You would watch it. He wasn't able to go in there a lot because I think he was just kind of, he didn't have the weight that a lot of those big guys had down there. Now that he's kind of bulked up, he's built some more strength. He's not afraid anymore, and he's able to excel in at the post where he should be.
During an interview I had with him earlier this year, I did ask him about what he did in the offseason, and he did say he bulked up quite a bit, and that one will go out, and it will be Fisher's ball. But he's going to Cleveland State next year to play basketball, and we wish him the best there. But here at HSE, you've kind of seen him take on a little bit more of a predominant role in the offense. With that size at 7'2", able to go ahead and work against other people.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Hornbuckle working against Charlie Smith. It's now Rhodes.
HSE's D has been pretty solid so far, but the problem is Fisher's has been too. I think they're just trying to get a stop. I think that was a great stop for HSE, though, on Fisher's side of the ball, especially when they got a second chance because it rolled out of bounds.
HSE crowd may be quiet tonight for quite a bit as we are nowhere close to 10, and we are almost halfway through the first quarter as Hornbuckle knocks down one from the line. Nathan, there are 3 fouls so far in the first 4 minutes. I feel like that this game is one of those that we have a lot of fouls. And last year was a game similar to this. Very close game. Came down to the final seconds in a Fisher's victory. Very, very similar to this.
Yeah. I think this is what are we doing here?
Wow, that one was almost not able to be handled by Fishers, but that one will be intercepted and thrown up.
And that's that turnover. Satterfield's going to be talking about stuff like that, where he was open for the pass and he made a careless pass to him. You got to make sure it's an accurate pass and that you're doing the right thing on those because it will result in Fishers getting the ball.
But again, talking about momentum, Jeffrey Simmons just had a little bit too much momentum there. Had an open look at the basket, nobody around him, but just wasn't able to go ahead and corral that one. As Majak working inside with 2 defenders on him. He will get his own rebound, though. Jacobs looks for 3, and that's just a little bit of an errant pass there. Goes out of bounds. Hornbuckle tried to save it, not able to. Fishers will retain possession of the ball.
And HSE, don't worry, you are now 40% of the way through this silent night. Congratulations, you still get an F, but let's see how you do.
Well, I don't know if it is finals week, but let's not look at that. Let's go ahead and keep going on the game. Castellani has the ball. Castellani for 3. That one is good as he knocks down the 3-pointer.
Castellani, he just has such an electric 3. I was watching some tape earlier. He's definitely one of their main outside jumper guys, so they need to definitely cover him at the perimeter.
Hornbuckle makes a mid-range jumper and is now 7-6 in favor of Fishers.
The mid-range jumper is a lost art. I'm glad that he was able to get it off, and it looked really good from the start.
And it really has been his game this season, that mid-range jumper, as the lay-in there for Fishers goes ahead and makes the score 9-6. Hornbuckle working against Castellani. Usilla has drew a double team there. Hornbuckle looking for three, just able to keep his feet in bounds. Usilla driving inside. That one is no good, tipped out. That was a foul there on DeAndre Rhodes. Now, DeAndre Rhodes, one of the wide receivers for the football team, looked like he could have been going up for a pass there, kind of like a cornerback trying to intercept it.
Yeah, I think, when you're a dual sport athlete, I would imagine there's definitely, especially when it's football to basketball, where it's just full contact, it's war to a pretty non-contact sport. So, you got to just make sure you're not really getting too aggressive. It can be a huge upside and a huge downside, but you got to play it right.
DeAndre, I talked to him earlier this year, told me that it's interesting the transition between the two, but he's been doing it for a while, and he says that working in basketball has made him a better all-around athlete, not just in football, but in basketball too, as he's able to be more athletic and balance the physicality that he needs. Elliot Robinson, no good from three.
Elliot, he hit a huge buzzer beater to end the third quarter against Pike, and he was pretty electric in the fourth quarter. He seems to be more of a late game guy. I would see him get pretty productive towards the end of this game.
Speaking of late games, the JV game right before this ran long, went into overtime after a few wild shots towards the end of the game, including after the buzzer for regulation, a full court shot made by Fishers that did not count. That would have given Fishers the win.
They still won. But
they did win in the end after a few good shots and a very interesting overtime. But back to our game here as Fishers goes ahead and drives in. No good. Rebound. No good again in the fight for it. Usilla has it, and that's going to be a foul on Fishers.
Yeah, that foul is going to be on Bryce Williams there. Just got a little too aggressive trying to take the ball away from Vinny. Vinny had established control of the ball. You're going to get called every time for that.
John McCall has checked into the game, and he will inbound. Also checked into the game is Dalton Retzner. Usilla taking the ball up the court. Pass it to McCall. McCall back to Usilla to Robinson. Robinson outside, stolen by Fishers. That one's tipped up in the air and stolen by Hornbuckle. And Hornbuckle with a fancy footwork, able to just lay it in there.
That
Beautiful.
was some Euro step stuff. That reminded me a little bit of Giannis, just like creating space in the lane to try to get in, and he did a beautiful job on that.
That one's going on the highlight reel this season. Now Fishers has the ball.
HSE only down by one. Quarter is less than a minute to go. Keeping it
Farrah
close
for
here.
three, no good. Rebounded by Hornbuckle. Now you have to wonder, this is the Mudsock. I have to wonder when the We Got Spirit chant is going to start.
Usually around.
Oh, I think it started right now, actually. And, of course, because Silent Night, Fishers thinks they win. We'll see. I'm sure that
and they're
HSE
putting
is
up
going
their
to.
Quiet Coyote.
That's a throwback. Let's go ahead and get back to the action with 13 seconds left. Hornbuckle to Usilla. Usilla, Hornbuckle, the defense. Should have one person wide open. Robinson's open, but McCall not able to get that one in.
Thank you, HSE student section. I know that must have been hard not responding, but you can get them all you want later. Just 2 more points. A pretty good first quarter. Very defensive. I liked it.
I feel like this is what this game is going to be. A lot of defense played here, especially during the first quarter, as there have already been 5 fouls in the first quarter. I anticipate a lot of defense being played. Like you said, this one should be an interesting one as we go into the rest of this game. Now let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. Southeastern Sports Network is made possible this year by Sky Zone and Fishers off 121st Street. Check out their hours at skyzone.com/Fishers. And Jimmy John's in Fishers on Olio Road is supporting Southeastern Sports Network's winter sports coverage this year. We want to thank and give a shout out to Jimmy John's for their sponsorship, which brings you SSN's live winter sports coverage. We'll be back with you after the break. We're back with you here for the second quarter as the ball is rebounded by HSE. Oh, we have a sign now. Sam Kibble's holding up a sign that says, "Go crazy at 10." I can only wait to see what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I want to see what actually is going to happen. Elliott Robinson passes it to McCall, and that one's tipped and stolen by Fishers. The lay-in, and that one is a foul on Busilla. And number 23, Bryce Williams, will go to the line for the Tigers. Now, we've mentioned a few times that Fishers has not lost a game this year, but what momentum would that give to HSE? Not only beating your rival, but beating an undefeated rival.
It's huge. You see it all the time in college athletics, even in professional athletics. If you can beat a rival, that gives you momentum. If you can beat a rival that is undefeated or, a one-loss team, even better. I can't wait to see what happens if we can, if HSE, pulls this off.
Williams knocks one down from the line, as Alex Totten has checked into the game for the Royals. Busilla to McCall. Back to Busilla for three. Vinny, no good, but rebounded by Robinson and tipped out. It will be HSE possession.
Good call there. That was definitely a tough one, but from his angle, you could definitely see the touch by Fishers. There's a lot of anticipation.
There also has been a lot of full court press so far from Fishers.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Busilla puts that one in and everyone goes nuts. As the great Jack Buck said after an Ozzie Smith home run, go crazy, folks. Busilla misses it from the line, but right now it is 10-10 with 7 minutes left here in the second quarter.
And now they're getting loud. Now it's a game.
The bleachers have started to shake, folks. It is going to get very loud in this arena very quickly. As Fishers working the perimeter, now working inside. Passes it to Castellani. HSE's not really giving Fishers a place to go with the ball. They're not able to get much.
And here we go, folks.
And now outside, driving in, blocked Dalton Retzner, and it's going to be a jump ball.
Oh, I thought that was contact there.
I thought it was too.
I saw contact.
Yeah, because Jeffrey Brown was in there for Fishers, and there were two Royals trying to rip the ball away. It's going to be interesting, and they're going to call it HSE possession.
Here we go, tie game. Not many points scored this second quarter. It's continued to be a defensive battle. This has been a pretty fun game to watch. I don't even know. I think the team that plays the best defense, rather, is going to win this game.
I'd say that's correct. As McCall goes ahead and gets the ball, pass it off to Robinson. Robinson to Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle inside to Majak. Majak, no good, just off the front of the iron. And Fishers will go ahead and take the ball. Castellani outside. Simmons inside, no good. Rebounded by Alex Totten. Passes out to Hornbuckle.
Here we go. It's been a pretty slow-paced game. It reminds me a little bit of like a Big Ten basketball game. There's a lot of defense. It's very slow-paced, hard-nosed, physical ball. Not a lot of flashy stuff going on.
As the HSE timeout has been taken, I'd say that's very accurate. You watch a lot of the Big Ten tournament games, not a ton of offense, a lot of defense. To play in Big Ten competition, you have to be good on the defensive side, and that has been kind of very true in this game so far. It reminds me a little bit of the Muncie Central game earlier this year from the HSE perspective. A lot of defense early, but they did turn up the wick in the second half and got a lot of offense there.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of these high school teams are more second-half teams. When you look at the scores, they score a lot more in the second half. I mean, we covered that girls' game against Noblesville. I think there was 2 points scored the whole quarter, something crazy. So, and then by the second half, scoring just took off. So I think that's a very common trend in between high school teams.
Yeah, looking at trends, HSE averages 14 points in the first quarter, and Fishers averages 12 in the first quarter, but Fishers is a stronger defensive team as that one is blocked. Majak's dunk is blocked, and that has ended the We Got Spirit chant.
I think HSE is declaring themselves victors here. I think
both sides are.
And so,
yes, the call back to the Mudsock, the Santa.
I think Satterfield's timeout was also necessary because there's going to be a complete refocus mentally. Now HSE's crowd is getting into it. The chants are going to start and it's going to be very loud in here, and it's going to be very distracting, and they just have to focus on the game if they want to win.
Agreed. A circus shot there by Simmons goes in. Almost like a Dwayne Wade, where it hits the top of the backboard and bounces in. And that one's intercepted. Castellani drives in, and the foul will be drawn, and Castellani will go to the line.
Yeah, that was an amazing athletic steal by Castellani there. He had quite the vertical getting up there. That was actually a pretty solid pass.
Read that pass like a book.
Oh, yeah. It was like a receiver out there, and he was just able to take it and go off. He's a pretty good free throw shooter as well, but let's see if the drawing foul was necessary.
In a physical game like this, I'd expect fouls like that when you have, and Castellani misses one of the free throws as Totten will go ahead and take the ball. Sam Jacobs. And the ball is tipped out.
HSE ball. Good there. Yeah, Castellani tipped it. Hornbuckle did a great job there, kind of stepping back, making sure he wasn't making contact with the ball. Here we go, HSE possession once again.
Usilla driving inside, passes out to Totten. Totten to Hornbuckle. And that one is no good, but the foul drawn. And Cole will go to the line.
Let's see if he can capitalize on this opportunity. I don't think that shot would have been made even wide open. So if he could get both points here, that actually worked to their benefit.
Hornbuckle's been a good free throw shooter this season, and he made the first one. Let's see if he can make the second. And he will. DeAndre Rhodes will check into the game for Alex Totten. Castellani. Simmons. Charlie Smith inside, Simmons, and he lays it in with 3 defenders on him. HSE will now regain possession as a foul has been called on Isaac Farah.
Here we go. Golden opportunity here to get this within a point. We're just over halfway through the second, with 3:57 left. Let's see how this goes.
Rhodes inside, blocked by Simmons. Rhodes again working outside, passes to Hornbuckle. Rhodes to Busilla, who didn't see that one coming, but still takes the ball, able to drive inside and will draw the foul. Busilla will go to the line. HSE is now in the bonus as Fishers has 7 fouls so far this half.
A lot of fouls all around.
11
Fishers
combined.
isn't necessarily guilty of this alone. HSE has 4. They're about to go into a bonus.
First one missed by Busilla. And I think you'd expect this one to be physical. It's a rivalry game. As I said, these two schools do not like each other, especially in this rivalry. So this one, I expect it to be one of some tenacity.
Yeah.
Let's call it.
Well, and I think it's just the playing styles of both of these teams are very physical and, towards the post kind of oriented balls. So that always, influences these games. When those two hard-nosed teams come together, there's going to be games like this.
Fishers drives the ball inside, now works it outside. Driving on Rhodes, block, DeAndre Rhodes on the block.
What a vertical there by Rhodes. He hopped up halfway the length of that guy and just completely shut him down.
Let's take a second look at that.
Wow.
That is some anger there. Yeah. And the ball will go out on Fishers, so HSE will take possession. Busilla will take it up the court for the Royals. Busilla to Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle back to Busilla. To Rhodes on the outside.
Can't even get into the post right now. They're suffocating them inside. They don't want to drive it in. That's not a good thing for HSE.
No, but it's really the same when it comes to Fishers, as Busilla knocks that one down on a shot from the baseline.
That ties it up.
Busilla has 5 on the night. Simmons to Drew Turner, back inside to Simmons. Simmons working against Majak, and that one goes down, and one opportunity for Fishers.
And Rhodes almost tried to block it there.
He almost got another one.
Yeah, I think if he got contact with that ball, it would have been a violation. But I like the effort. And it's crazy seeing him go up in the air and try to block these.
I mean, there's no doubt that DeAndre Rhodes is an athlete, and that's why he plays so many minutes for this basketball team. Not just because he's a great basketball player, and he is an exceptional athlete. And any school that recruits him will be lucky to have him if he chooses to go there.
Yeah, of course, he was named to the IHSA first team.
As a wide receiver, yeah.
As a wide receiver,
had an incredible season.
Quite an incredible season. Had these breathtaking catches that were so hard to not just all over. So
comeback route was the bread and butter as he drives inside and will knock this one down to draw within 1. 18-17. As we are approaching 2 minutes left here in the second quarter, Fishers looking to find something inside. Simmons almost has the ball poked out by Majak. That's Williams working against Busilla as Simmons kicks it out. Charlie Smith, no good, but rebounded by Williams. Williams to Simmons. There is some confusion there and a timeout by Fishers. Looks like the referee did not hear Coach Moore for Fishers the first time. They had to get his attention the second time to be able to get that one, and that will be a full timeout. We want to go ahead and mention we have a full effort tonight from all sorts of different HSE activities. We have the Fishers Fusion Varsity Dance Team who was out earlier this season, and the pep band, and now we have a good look at the Fishers Santa. I bet it's hot in that suit. I envy. I don't envy him. It must be warm, but yeah, he's probably having a great time.
Yeah, one would assume he is. As Fisher's going with a Christmas theme over there.
All about being the life of the party.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's also a drawback to the Mudsock game and the stolen Santa from the HSE side. HSE had a red Santa painted blue, and Fishers ran it back to their sideline, and it has since had a home at Fishers High School. So I wonder if they're calling that back. Who knows? Or it's just the holiday season.
Yeah. I think both.
Williams takes the ball up the court for the Tigers. Williams to Smith. Smith working against Sam Jacobs. The pass inside. Through the legs, Williams. That one is good. 20-17 as the scoring is heat up towards the end of the first half here, Nathan.
It is. I think they're starting to find their scoring rhythm for sure, considering it was just 10-10, towards, the middle of the quarter. So, yeah, they're definitely finding more of a scoring rhythm. But Ajak got to pass it off, and Satterfield's going to call a timeout there.
Excellent timeout there from Coach Satterfield, as he saw that was going to be a foul, but goes ahead and calls a good timeout there. That's a heads-up coaching move from a guy who has had a lot of experience coaching high school basketball. Coach Satterfield been here for many years and coached some very good teams. So we want to go ahead and recognize that.
Yeah, and I think there's been a lot of those types of moves here tonight. Obviously, there was a Fishers player that stepped out of bounds on a fast break, and Fishers immediately called a timeout.
Yeah, during the JV game, excellent call. We were talking about that actually before we went on the air, and I said that was one of the best head coaching decisions I've seen in a long time. Another really good decision there by Satterfield. As we have a little bit of a disagreement here between Fishers and
They want to see a technical between for Majak.
Jeffrey Brown not happy with Mobor Majak, and the referees are going to have to get involved, but we're going to go. And they have called.
We don't
know. Rhodes is clapping, but the Fisher student section is also clapping. I don't know. We'll see. And the pass to Majak. He stepped out. Yep.
And they are happy about that on the Fishers bench. I think talking is going to be a natural part of this rivalry. Especially, you might know some of these people on the court. You might have played with them in the past in some sort of AAU or travel environment. So this is definitely, they know these guys.
I've even played football with some of these guys before. So knowing a lot of these guys, definitely there is that rivalry aspect going on here tonight. As Brown will go ahead and receive the ball from outside. The pass almost gets away from Smith with under a minute left here in the first half, and that will be out on HSE, and Fishers will retain possession.
3-point game. Fishers isn't pulling out. I know, an undefeated team versus a 500 team. They've probably want to pull out to a bigger lead than they have right now, and HSE has been keeping it within one score. Not many HSE leads. I don't even think they've led this game, but they've been keeping it close, and that's the name of the game.
And that one is rebounded by Majak as Rhodes is going to take it up the floor. The pass to Sam Jacobs stolen by Simmons, taken up the floor by Turner. Drew Turner knocks that one down.
Yeah, and I wonder what Rhodes' motive was there. The guy was open probably 3 seconds before he made the pass. I think he was worried he wasn't going to make it, but then instead he turned it over. And something is happening, causing Fishers to not be so upset. To be so upset.
If only we had a mic down there right now.
Yeah, a lot of these Mudsock games, they're very loud. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of confusion. There's going to be these times where it's just going to be a very confusing atmosphere.
Hornbuckle to Rhodes. Busilla actually for 3, and that one's going to be a
far cry from the JV full court shot, but hey, you got to put it up there, right?
And now we start the half 22-17 with a Fishers lead. HSE, though, not too far out of this one. I think they still have a chance to get back into it.
Yeah, they do. It's a 5-point game. A lot is going to happen within this time. So I look forward to seeing what happens in the second half.
During the JV game, HSE was down by 9, came back to tie it up at halftime. And we're going to go ahead and look forward to tomorrow night. Actually, we do not have the broadcast, but our friends at FSN have the broadcast of the girls basketball game. And Nathan, that one is going to be a dandy. You have the reigning state champion HSE Royals at 10-1, and you have the Fishers Tigers at 12-0. 1 game difference because of a canceled game, but a very interesting matchup tomorrow night between both teams.
I think that's the most intense Mudsock game we're seeing in the girls basketball. I don't think they've ever met with a combined record where there's only 1 loss. So it's going to be fun. I wish we were out there. I might even stop by if I'm not busy.
Hey, I'll join you. Also, it's been interesting because we do have 2 more Mudsock broadcasts on the docket for this year. For the winter sports season, we have wrestling coming up on January 8th and swimming and diving on January 9th. So make sure to tune into both of those here on Southeastern Sports Network. And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break here at halftime. Southeastern Sports Network is made possible by Sky Zone and in Fishers this year. Come in and fly with them this winter. Sky Zone and Fishers off 121st Street, reminding you to have fun and fly safe. A big shout out to Sky Zone, who is sponsoring every broadcast for all 3 sports seasons this year for SSN. And SSN's winter sports coverage is brought to you by Jimmy John's on Oleo Road. Jimmy John's provides freaky fast service in-store or through delivery. A big thank you to Jimmy John's for their support of Southeastern Sports Network. We'll be back with you with some halftime analysis after the break. All right, we're back with you here on Southeastern Sports Network for the second half, as we have about 2 minutes left before the second half starts. Nathan, it was a game of defense towards the beginning of the first half, but then towards the end of the first half, the scoring started to pick up, and now is 22-17 in favor of the Fishers Tigers.
Yeah. It's been a pretty defensive one. It's been a fun one to watch. I think 39 combined points scored. HSE's been keeping it close. This is the first time it was a 2-score game in a while, so it's going to be really fun to see how this plays out.
Definitely, and we want to go ahead and preview something that will be happening tomorrow on SSN Instagram, so make sure to follow us on Instagram at Southeastern SN_, as we have a very interesting thing happening tomorrow, Nathan. We have Sydney Parrish taking over our Instagram tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
It's for anticipation for the girls basketball game, and I'm excited to see what she's going to put on social media for us.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be some pretty cool content. Yeah, because, they get a look in that we don't. So we'll see what it is. And everybody seems to be anticipated for a second half of Mudsock basketball. These games go down as some of the best of the season, and they cannot wait to get back out on a court, start playing. HSE looking to make a comeback, and of course, Fishers looking to maintain that lead.
And Nathan, when it comes to basketball, boys and girls, I really feel like that no matter how maybe on paper unmatched the teams are, maybe if one team has the edge, which in this matchup Fishers does, but this game's kind of a grand equalizer of all that. It kind of takes what they look like on paper out the window because you're in a completely different environment. The team that may come in as the underdog will have that underdog mentality even more because it is a rivalry game, and this one means so much to them. Yeah,
and they both want to win, and everything else. This is one of the more important games of the year, and most important game of the regular season for a lot of them. So they put their 110% out there, sometimes even more.
That will be a travel for Jeffrey Simmons as HSC will take the ball. Vinny Busilla taking the ball up the court. To Sam Jacobs, back to Busilla. There's not been a three yet tonight for HSC. I think they may look to have some perimeter shots taken here during the second half. Inside to Majak. Majak backing down his defender, and he will no good.
So close. So close.
Good defense from Farah.
Yeah, but Mabor needs to keep taking those shots. That was a perfect the ball just didn't bounce the right way for him. So
if you keep taking those, you're going to make it eventually, as Rhodes takes it up the floor for the Royals. Majak back to Rhodes. Rhodes to Jacobs. Jacobs to Busilla working the outside. Hornbuckle to a cutting Rhodes. Rhodes going to work inside. And no good, but draws the foul. And DeAndre Rhodes will go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, great foul to be drawn there. He can get this within 3 points if he's wise and makes his free throws here. Let's see how he does. He goes for the first one, and it's going to be in. Perfect. HSE's been doing a really good job of drawing fouls, I think, in my opinion. Even Fishers is, too. I think they're taking a lot. Since it's a more physical game, they're not afraid to go into these little corners, these cracks and corners that you would normally see players not doing, and able to draw fouls off of them.
Farah lost the ball, and Hornbuckle comes up with it, passes it to Rhodes. And there is going to be a timeout from Fishers. Hold on. a little bit of confusion going on, a conversation between Coach Moore and the referee. Now Cole Hornbuckle will inbound the ball for the Royals. Busilla drives up the court. Pass it to Jacobs. Jacobs working the outside. Busilla. Now to Rhodes. Rhodes mid-range. That one is no good. Rebounded by Majak. Majak is going to put that one in for 2. And the Royals are within 1 with 6:18 left in the third quarter.
That is what we call the height advantage, folks. Because at the end of the day, height is going to be a huge factor in going up for those rebounds. It helps them a lot with those second chance opportunities.
Castellani, no good. And Jacobs will drive inside. No good. Tipped in by Majak. No good again. And the rebound by Simmons.
Yeah, Majak got contact with it again, but he tipped it away.
And that is a defensive foul called on DeAndre Rhodes, who tried to take a charge.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, I don't think a lot of people agree with it here.
Fisher's side does. And Rhodes looks to be shaken up there, and now he will go to the sideline.
Yeah, just get him recovered. We don't want him to play stumbled.
Farah to Simmons. Simmons to Castellani. To Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith working the outside. Drew a double team for a split second, and now to Justin Long. Castellani has to get rid of it, but he's going to go ahead and drive inside to Farah. And there's going to be a foul HSE ball. They're going to call that one on Simmons. As Majak got pushed to the ground there. That's going to be a foul every day of the week, Nathan.
Yes, it will.
As Farah will check out for the Tigers. Hornbuckle inbounds to Busilla. Busilla to Jacobs. Jacobs back to Busilla. Busilla to McCall. Nice ball movement. Deep three from Busilla. That's good. Trifecta. Benny Busilla.
And that takes HSE to a 2-point lead. I think that's the
first lead of the game for the Royals.
What a shot. What a shot. It looked clean going in, and Majak's going to get the rebound there, but it's going to be stolen by Fishers.
And Simmons puts it in after the steal by Long, and now we're back at 24 all. And that one is going to be out on Castellani, and HSE will retain possession.
Yeah, tipped off his foot there.
Now Hornbuckle will inbound. Busilla draws a double team. And
nice
that
job
means
keeping one
Hornbuckle
foot
is going to be open. And no good. That one was very nearly good.
That was a nice shot by Busilla. He was being heavily smothered in there, and he still kept 1 foot anchored and was able to pivot his way, avoid a foul there, get a good opportunity.
Just a strong pass there as Simmons is wide open and puts it in. Simmons now has 13 points on the night.
Well, Fishers is waking up. They just went, oh, wow, we just,
have the lead again.
Yeah.
Oh, nice ball movement there. What a play by Charlie Smith to extend the lead to 4. McCall to Busilla. Busilla once again double teamed, and they're going to draw the foul there.
No, they aren't.
Justin Long not happy about that one. As Farah checks in for Simmons. Busilla working against Castellani. And that one's going to be a foul drawn again on Castellani. That is his 4th foul so far tonight.
Yeah, they got to pull him out of the game
and they
right
all
now.
Are, as Williams will check into the game.
He's in huge foul trouble here. They want to keep their best players in towards the end of the game if this is a one-possession game. Especially
a starter in a sharpshooter like Castellani is. You have to go ahead and work with that.
HSE is going to get the inbound, though. Here we go. Let's see what they can make of this.
Now working against Drew Turner. Busilla able to float it inside and draws the foul. Busilla will go to the line for 2 shots.
If there was just a little more arm strength, we would be looking at an and one situation. But good job by Vinny. Not only drawing the foul, but still trying to make the effort to get the ball up and out into the basket. So good job there.
Just a little bit of an off-balance play. Yeah. Had to be a little bit acrobatic there. But now Busilla will go to the line. And he will make the first one. Dalton Retzner will check into the game for the Royals. Majok will check out. Simmons also into the game for the Tigers. Busilla will miss the second, rebounded by Simmons. Williams back to Smith. Smith to Simmons, working the outside against Dalton Retzner. Drew Turner working against Hornbuckle. Outside to Long, tipped by McCall, and batted back into the hands of Long. Long outside, Drew Turner working against Cole Hornbuckle. Inside, and that's going to draw a foul and 1 on the play. And Hornbuckle looks to be shaken up.
These Fishers kids, man, they are solid at making these and ones. They see a foul drawn, and they are going to fight to get the shot off and get it in. They've been converting those and ones all night. It's really killed HSE here.
Yeah. Hornbuckle is shaken up as Alex Totten will come into the game. That's not good, having 2 of your starters banged up in Hornbuckle and Rhodes. Not good. As Turner knocks down the free throw, it is now 31-25. It's a 6-point game with 2:53 left here in the third quarter, Nathan. A really interesting one so far. And I believe we will have a lot. I think HSE will come out fired up.
I think HSE will come out fired. That was a great time to take a timeout. Look, you're losing your focus. It's getting loud in here. This is a home game, but there's a lot of fans cheering against you. This is there's got to be a lot of timeouts just for mental readjustment purposes. Get your head back in the game.
But especially as you get it was a Fisher's timeout. But if you get you have to save your timeouts also, because if you're getting close to the end of the game, both teams have 3 timeouts left. But if you get to the end of the game and this becomes a close one, then you have to worry about that. It's going to be which team is mentally tough if you do have some timeout issues. McCall driving inside. It's good. What a play. John McCall able to go ahead and lay that one in, as is now 31-27. Turner takes it up the floor for the Tigers. Turner out to Smith. Smith against Totten, not able to get anywhere. Outside to Drew Turner. To Simmons. Simmons to Long. Long to Williams. Williams working the outside now.
They can't get in the post here.
They can't.
Oh, did he? No, they kept him out.
Simmons
and wide
for 3. That one is good. Knocks that one down, as is now 34-27, the biggest lead of the night for the Tigers.
This is you can't leave a guy like Simmons open anywhere on the court. I know what they're trying to do, try to avoid them getting inside.
And that's going to be a Fishers foul on Totten.
And Fishers is not happy about that, but I think they saw that it was a Fishers foul.
1:48 left here in the third quarter. Still about 9 minutes of basketball to be played. And this is really where it comes down to. I expect to see the guys we saw heating up, like Elliott Robinson, to start showing up and getting into the game. And what do you know, he's out there right now.
Yeah, he is. This is usually when he gets electric, so I look forward to seeing what he can do. And here we go, a little hot potato, but no.
Williams, easy layup.
Can't have that happen.
36 to 27 as HSE will take a timeout with 1:27 left. It's a 9-point game, Nathan. HSE is nowhere near out of this, but they need to be careful because this very well could become a snowball effect where you do start to lose the game.
Yeah, and
maybe that snowball's already started.
You don't know, man. They took a 2-point lead, and they have not been able to do anything since then. I think they've gotten 3 points off since then to Fisher's 14. So let's see what they do here. But they are in deep trouble. They need to make a statement at the end of the third quarter so they can come out swinging in the fourth if they even want a chance to stay in this game going into the later period of this affair.
This is where, as a player, you have to want it more than anyone else, and I believe that this Royals team definitely has players like that. But the problem is Fishers also has players like that too. They know that if they get a few more points, the way this game has played out, double-digit lead could be enough.
Yeah, a double-digit lead. Especially since it's a pretty slow-moving defensive game. Even 9 points at this point of the game, it seems like a mountain that they're going to have to climb. They're going to have to really bust their booties off to try to get there.
Okay. Busilla will go ahead and inbound. Hornbuckle to Busilla. Guarded by Williams. Busilla into Rhodes, who has checked back into the game. Misses it. Majak not quite able to get the rebound. Simmons has been a thorn in the side of HSE, and Rhodes will steal that one again. Hornbuckle to Rhodes. And it's going to be a foul on Fishers, and Rhodes will go to the line. As Fishers, once again, has more fouls than HSE. 7 fouls for the Tigers so far this half. And even in one quarter.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a difference at this point. I mean, they still have a 9-point lead. Would they like to have less fouls? Of course, but if HSE's not going to capitalize on said fouls, they can keep fouling all they want.
A lot of the shooters for free throws tonight for HSE have been 1 for 2, and I feel like that's a difference. If you knock a few more of those down, this is a closer game. As once again, a 1 for 2 there from the line.
Yeah, see, he was that foul, no matter what that was, that actually benefited Fishers. They can't. HSE cannot let that happen if they want to get in this game.
And that is going to be a jump ball, and it will be HSE possession. Busilla. Rhodes looking to set a pick. He's going to. It's not going to be super effective as Robinson passes it back to Majak. That one's tipped up. Busilla for 3. No good. Rebounded by Farah. And that's going to be a foul on DeAndre Rhodes. And Sam Jacobs will check back into the game. He's had a quiet night so far.
No, but this is a tale of two sides of the court right now. On one side, you have a lot of excitement. You want to keep the momentum up, and on the other side, it's just they look dead out there.
You can never count an HSE crowd out, but right now the HSE crowd pretty much been taken out of the game effectively, and Fishers is the crowd that you're hearing more. If you were not aware of where this game was at, you could possibly think it was at Fishers just by the noise the student sections made. Williams for 3. No good. Majak is just going to let the quarter run out, and Fishers has an 8-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and we are going to go ahead and thank our sponsors. First of all, we are going to go ahead and thank Sky Zone. Sky Zone is Southeastern Sports Network is made possible this year by Sky Zone off 121st Street. Check out their hours at skyzone.com/Fishers. And Jimmy John's and Fishers on Olia Road is sponsoring Southeastern Sports Network's winter sports coverage this year. We wanted to thank and give a shout out to Jimmy John's for their sponsorship, which brings you SSN's live winter sports coverage. We will be back with you after the break. We're back with you here on Southeastern Sports Network for the fourth quarter of action here in this mud sock game, as Long will inbound for the Tigers.
Long mountain to climb, and it just keeps getting steeper. For HSE, they got to come in, and they just got to give it their all at this point. Fishers is a really tough team. They're undefeated for a reason. I think they got that lead, and I think they got way too comfortable. So I think they got to get back in it somehow. Agreed.
Simmons will lay that one in, and that will be his 18th on the night. A really, really great night from the leading scorer for the Tigers. McCall pumps, passes to Robinson. Hornbuckle from the outside to Robinson. Robinson is going to pass out to Jacobs. Looked like he wanted to shoot a three. Not quite able to. McCall, the pass out to Robinson. To Hornbuckle. To McCall. Very heavily guarded. Drawing inside. And the shot is good from John McCall. And HSE now down 8, 38-30. Castellani back into the game after some foul trouble early.
Yeah, Castellani's got to watch it. 4 points, 4 fouls. So, he just got to be more productive on the court right now.
McCall will steal that one. Beautifully done. And no good. Robinson will draw the foul. And he will go to the line. That was big. Big for HSE. That could be an important play down the road. That effort and being able to just go ahead and not quite lay it in, but draw the foul. That's a big play there.
Yeah.
Robinson makes the first one from the line. HSE now within 7 points.
Don't let the pressure get to him here, and he'll be fine.
And he will make the second. So now HSE down 6. The bonus very well may come into effect here in this game. It already is, but I feel like if Fishers draw too many more fouls, that's just giving HSE free points if they can knock it down from the free throw line.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to watch their fouls now. But like I said, if they're not able to capitalize on the opportunities,
you can get fouls all day long.
Yeah. Doesn't matter at that point
until you don't have any players left. I mean,
it's just like
Simmons drives inside, no good, rebounded, and that one will go out on Elliott Robinson, and it will be Fisher's ball. Long now will inbound for the Tigers. Castellani working against Sam Jacobs. And that will be a foul drawn by Castellani, and he will go to the free throw line. Actually, never mind. We are not going to the free throw line. We will be having an inbound by Long. It's another HSE foul
What are they doing over here?
I'm very confused.
They're allowing Fishers to score here.
Another foul on Sam Jacobs.
You got to play with anger, but you can't let that anger affect your actions.
Very, very true.
Because then you're gonna get way too physical out on the court.
But also at the same time, you know that Fishers is trying to milk this clock to go ahead and draw it out. So you have to. There's a fine line, and that one is going to be a travel on Fishers.
Well, that's good. Weren't able to capitalize on that opportunity. Down 6, 5:39 left. Never count a.
This one's far from over. Busilla to Jacobs. Not quite able to get a handle on that, and Castellani will take the ball and will miss the layup, but put in by Smith. Charlie Smith lays that one in for the Tigers. McCall out to Busilla. Busilla driving inside. And that will be a foul drawn on Isaac Farah. And Busilla slow to get up.
He's
Looks
holding
like
that
may have
arm.
hurt his wrist. That's not good. And he will go to the line. Looks like he's holding his left hand, which is not his shooting hand.
Yeah, but still, both hands required to shoot.
Exactly. And Busilla will make the first one. HSE once again draws within 7. And Busilla will make the second. And Cole Hornbuckle will check in for Busilla, and Rhodes will check in for McCall.
Here we go. It looks like they're trying to get some of their better perimeter shooters out there right now while keeping Mabor on Simmons.
And the very long Hail Mary pass caught by Fishers. And they will set up shop here. Charlie Smith on the perimeter. Almost stolen by Sam Jacobs, and that will be a foul on Jacobs, who looks a little hot after that one.
Yeah, he looks pretty frustrated. I don't know if it's with himself or with the call.
Because that's his, I believe, third in the last few minutes. And he will check out of the game, and McCall will check in. Long.
Jacobs is not happy. He just stormed out of this court.
And that one will once again be HSE ball.
Yeah, and here we go. Vinny looks like he got something happening with his wrist. Looks like he's about to check in, though.
Knowing Vinny like I have for a few years, I know that this guy thrives for these type of situations and in big moments. And now HSE's in the double bonus. And they will make the first one. Ooh, thought that one was going to go out, but it's going to stay in, and Busilla will check into the game for Elliot Robinson. If you want a sharpshooter on the floor, Vinny Busilla, number 21, is the one that you want. Lethal from behind the arc. And Hornbuckle will make the second.
It's within 4, folks.
This game is officially back on. HSE crowd needs to start getting back into this one because they are far from out.
And I think, they're starting to get a little more pep. And it's going to be
HSE possession.
HSE possession. Things going right.
Oh, no, it won't. It will be Fisher's possession, even though the ref pointed to HSE. All right.
All right. Well, now your directions.
And now they, just on cue, the HSE student section starting to fire back up. And driving inside, Smith draws the foul. And there's a little bit of a, wow, that one got a little physical there on the ground between John McCall and Charlie Smith. And now Smith will go to the line. DeAndre Rhodes is in shock currently at the call from the referees.
Yeah, and that one's big for DeAndre. That's his. That's the big number 4. So he's. I wonder if they're gonna. Yeah, it looks like they're taking him out. Elliot Robinson's coming in.
You're gonna miss an athlete like that on the court for a while. But the thing about Elliot Robinson is he, like we've said, is a microwave when it comes to these type of situations. He heats up and he starts really shining during these situations, the big pressure situations, the late game type of guy. That's kind of the guy you want here with 4:27 left in the fourth, as Smith misses the first free throw, and that's one of the only free throws all night that Fishers has missed in a crucial time.
Yeah, you can't miss him now. Even making this one, congrats, you made a 5-point game. Like you really wanted to put it in 6.
And they do. But to your point, 3 2-point baskets are a 3 and a 2, and HSE's tied it up. So, and that one will be a foul on Fishers. And now HSE in the double bonus with Fishers having 10 fouls, but HSE's also in the bonus with 7 fouls.
Well, I think that's actually their 11th.
As the
it's
scoring
been
table
stayed
may be,
at 10, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wow, 11 fouls.
So now any foul will go to the line for HSE, and that's about all you can ask for, really.
Oh, yeah.
If you can knock down your free throw shots, of course, as the announcers jinx, as Busilla misses that one, but you have this game within 5. You make a free throw here, hopefully, and then it's within 4, and you still have over 4 minutes left to go. You have time to go ahead and keep going. There's not the thing they can't do is they can't let this pressure get to them. This is a enormous game for both of their seasons.
Yeah.
And you can't let that get to you. You have to just think of it not necessarily as a normal game, but you can't feed off of that. And you can't have that lead to jitters. Castellani.
HSE's just got to play clean ball here. They cannot afford fouls, and
they just had one there.
Yep.
On that's going to go on Hornbuckle, as Fishers will go to the line. Smith back to the line. He missed one earlier. Drew Turner checks into the game for Castellani.
No pressure here for
and that one's no good. Majak on the rebound.
And they're going to draw. Oh, and they're getting back at it.
Oh, this one's not good. Brown, once again, not happy with Mabor Majak, as this back and forth battle has gone on.
Yeah.
Very intriguing matchup between the two of them. And now Majak will go to the line.
Only a 4-point game.
This is huge if Majak can knock these down. Then HSE's within 2, and then the crowds will start getting into it again. I mean, there's a lot riding on these shots. Not trying to make it bigger than it is, but these are big shots.
They are big shots. And I'm starting to believe, I think this is number 12. I'm starting to believe that the scoreboard cannot go over 10 fouls. But
that is a very good possibility. And Majak will knock that one down. HSE is now within 1 possession.
Wow.
Who would have thought at the beginning of the fourth quarter that we'd be in this moment?
And, of course, they're still, our producer's pointed out himself. But here we go. Bam. 2-point game. Wow. I'm going to be honest here. I did not think.
And now the coaching staff and the bench telling the student section get fired up.
And the parents are standing up now.
This is what the Mudsock is all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's the best rivalry in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. This is why Wish TV is here. And that one almost gets out of Castellani, and it's going to be a timeout called by Fishers. And that kind of saved a foul from Cole Hornbuckle there.
Yeah, it did, actually.
So it works in HSE's favor, believe it or not. And now both teams have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, there's definitely more of an energy than that we've seen in a while in this crowd. There's this is looking good.
This game has picked up increasingly as we've gone on. I was thinking this game probably not going to go over 50, and it may not, but they've picked up how they've been doing it recently. So this one very well is far from over, obviously, being a 2-point game. But we still have a lot of game left to go with 3:38, and this game probably going to go on for a while because of the crowd and turnovers and timeouts and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
still this game's far from over.
And here we go. Fishers is just
Smith is going to take it. And Royal Nation is now absolutely going bananas as Long will pass it out to Smith. Smith back to Long. Long inside to Farah. Farah outside to Castellani. Back to Smith. Farah. And that one's tipped and stolen. Robinson.
Oh, my God.
Oh, John McCall retains possession. What a series of events there as John McCall ends up with the ball. Elliot Robinson to Hornbuckle.
Just get inside. Don't be a hero.
Hornbuckle out to McCall. 2-point game. And Nathan, I can say if there's a basket here that ties up this game, I don't know if we're going to be able to hear ourselves think for the rest of this one.
It's definitely an intense environment out here.
Majak inside, lays it in!
It's
and we're tied at 41 with 2:30 left in the fourth quarter. And here we go. This is what the Mudsock is all about, Nathan.
They cannot.
For 3 Long. That one's good!
Like I said,
my goodness.
Like I said, they cannot ease off the brakes now. They got to keep pushing. I know it's tough. It is late in the game. Just keep pushing. If you want to win this game, you will.
Busilla makes it, and it's within 1, 44-43, with just over 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Here we go. Crucial possession for Fishers.
Simmons outside. Nathan, we may have a Game of the Year candidate on our hand.
Yeah, this is intense. Let's see how they do. They're probably going to want to shoot a 3, but
there's nothing more that would take this HSE crowd out of the game than a 3-pointer here. But if you're Fishers, you have to go ahead and run out this clock. There's no shot clock here in high school basketball, and that's going to be a foul on Vinny Busilla.
That was a good move. I think that was a good move. You have to stop the clock.
Busilla actually not happy with that, and now you have Smith going to the line, who's missed a few big free throws so far. So that's an interesting dynamic that you have also going into this.
Yeah, especially when it's closer, and I mean,
nerves start to set in. HSE crowd getting loud. Fishers crowd dead silent, and that one is good. That's a big free throw made there from Smith, but still, even if he makes both free throws, that's still within 3. It's still a 1-possession game. 1 Vinny Busilla shot or 1 from anyone behind the 3-point arc, even a 2, and we're right back to where we are.
And here we go.
And that one is no good, rebounded by Mabor. That is a big missed free throw as Vinny Busilla will take it up the floor for the Royals.
You gotta find the balance of milking the clock here and then also trying to get a good basket off.
Because the thing is, you can't have the time on the clock. Oh, that one almost gets away from Vinny Busilla, and there's a Robinson for 3. No good. Rebounded by Mabor. And it's a foul drawn on Mabor Majak. And a smile comes across Mabor's face as he's going to go to the line for 2 shots with 1 minute, 6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
I could tell you right now, whoever loses this game, it's going to be a heartbreaker. Actually, 2 years ago, we had a very similar game play out on this floor.
Majak will miss the first. This being his last Mudsock, this is the moment that you live for as an athlete, as a competitor. I can only imagine what's going through these guys' heads right now. Absolutely insane, especially like the seniors like Cole Hornbuckle, and you have Mabor at the line. Here we go. Mabor will miss the second.
Okay.
It's going to be Fisher's possession.
And they need to immediately draw a foul.
I agree.
And they are not happy. I saw Fisher's last touch it, but hey, that's just me.
I'd foul right now, but they're not going to.
They're going to just play tight D, see what happens.
Oh, there's wide open Fisher's man, but they don't see him. And they're going to steal the ball. Mabor has it. And Hornbuckle is hurt. But he's going to get up.
Okay. It's looking like he's going to stumble off here.
That is not good for the Royals, but with 58.1 seconds left on the game clock, it is a 2-point game, Nathan. I can only imagine what is going to happen for the rest of this one. This is going to be a fantastic game between the two of these guys. I mean, just an absolutely incredible broadcast so far here on Southeastern Sports Network. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a wrap-up now, knowing that we're probably not going to be able to hear ourselves after this game.
No matter what happens.
So we're going to go ahead and recognize the crew here. Again, Tristan Fleur, Nathan Gergen here with you. Our cameraman, Zach Vance, has been providing excellent camera angles all night, and our producer, Turner Graves, doing everything you see on screen. We want to thank you for all of SSN and tuning in with us during the 2019 year so far. We want to wish you a happy new year, as this is our last broadcast for 2019. Also a happy holidays. But we're going to go back to the game at hand, as Nathan, this one has reached a boiling point officially.
Yeah, this is intense. Like I said, I think 2 years ago on this same court, we were in the pep band, and similar events were taking place. Luckily, that ended with an HSE victory, but I cannot tell you how this is going to end here.
These are the moments you live for as an athlete, Nathan.
Yeah, they are.
And this is something that you're going to remember forever if you go ahead and win this one, this type of victory, especially in this game. And as I've said, this game is always close. No matter what happens before and after this game is always the one you want to win, and that's what makes this game so important. Usilla with great defense, and they're going to call a timeout. And that's going to be Satterfield is out of timeouts. With 44.6 seconds left, Satterfield is out of timeouts. Fishers still has 2 timeouts. My heart is officially racing, Nathan. This is going to be a dandy of a finish.
It's going to be a good one for sure. I would also, I would like to tell you that we are pretty on our, we're off our seats about this game. We are standing.
We are. That it's exciting when you even have the broadcasters standing, and we are all ready for this. This is what being basketball junkies like the two of us are. We both love this atmosphere. You can't get much better than this, Nathan. This is what I'd rather be doing on Friday night than literally anything else.
Yeah, I would agree. It's quite a special environment they create here in both schools. Kudos to both of them. They put on a great environment.
And I think the silent night went well.
I think Fishers was a little confused once we scored our 10th point, and it wasn't even a very relevant point, and
it's stolen by Farah. You have to foul him right here. And coach calls a timeout for Fishers with 30.7 seconds left. Fishers has 1 timeout remaining. And the question is, are any of the teams going to be able to get a shot off with the defense that's been played?
I think they'll try. But unfortunately, I don't know. It's a nail biter, folks.
Also, the school song has picked up in speed from the pep band. They realize the intensity of the situation. The song is faster than it normally is.
Yeah, and of course you're working with a short timeout.
Exactly. I mean, you have to work it out of those things, but hey, it works for the excitement of the crowd.
Yeah, I think it gets them off their seats. We shall see what happens here, Tristan. We shall see what happens, because I'm very interested to see how this finishes. Props to both teams. Whoever gets this win, I feel truly deserves the win.
That is true. Both teams have played exceptional games, and this one is going to be definitely a candidate for Game of the Year. on SSN. And that one's stolen by McCall.
There you go.
This is big. Usilla. Now, who do you have take the last shot? If that
anybody,
is
anybody that's open.
Usilla. That's going to be a foul. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
17.8 seconds left. 45 to 43. Usilla is going to get 2 shots from the line.
He's got to take a breather here. I can't imagine what he's feeling right now. He's got to calm down. He's got to tune it out and just kind of have a tunnel vision towards the hoop.
Got to be a horse with blinders here. Here we go. Usilla on the first. And it's no good. It's no good.
That was a good shot, man. You gotta. Those are the tough ones when it looks amazing.
And here we go. The second free throw. It's no good also. But the reborn by Babur. It's going to go in.
Oh, my goodness.
With 10 seconds left. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 6 seconds left. Timeout, Fishers.
Wow. That is a height advantage right there, sir.
Mabor Majak leaving his mark here on the Mudsock game during his final Mudsock. And if HSE wins this game, that is the play of the game, hands down.
Listen.
Just the effort. He got 3 offensive rebounds in the same possession and puts in the last one. And the crowd in here has gone absolutely insane. Everyone is on their feet. I don't see a single person sitting in this entire gymnasium currently.
But yeah, I think. Oh, jeez, it's a lot to take in here. This environment. HSE, they gotta defend, but they gotta make it clean. They gotta make it clean.
You can't let a shot go from Fishers here. And I think we may be heading to overtime, Nathan. I don't want to announcers jinx it.
Don't jinx this, Tristan.
But I'm just saying we could have that happen. There is a possibility.
I think there's a...
And then you add in more timeouts and more fouls, and we are right back at the start.
I was actually just going to say, when Vinny was taking his second free throw, he should miss it, kind of aim it towards Mabor so you could get a bounce back and 2 points.
That's almost exactly what happened, though, which is funny because it hit Hornbuckle, who was able to tick it, not Hornbuckle, he was able to hit McCall, who was able to tip it up and to Mabor. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Robinson for 3. No good. That one was online. It was online. It had the distance, but no good. And we are going to overtime in the Mudsock basketball game, Nathan. What a exclamation point to the season so far.
Man, if I was JV flashbacks to when they made that buzzer beater full court at the end of the game, I was wondering if they would do the same.
I know the Deans right now are down there trying to stop the HSE crowd from storming the court if they were to make that buzzer beater, but there's no way they'd stop it. They would storm the court, the game. This place would go absolutely
I think it would be
bananas.
one of the most legendary moments of all the Mudsock games, a full court buzzer beater to win it. But now they, the past is the past. Think of this as like 0-0.
That's so true, and that's what I was going to say. You have to treat this like we are back at the beginning, and we're going to quarter number 5, overtime here between these two teams, and you can't ask for a much better game than this. If you're tuning in tonight, you picked a good one to tune into.
Yeah, we hope you're in the crowd, but if you're going to tune in, this has been a fun one, hasn't it?
It sure has, and this crew has been fantastic tonight with SSN. It's really a whole effort. We have pubs people here taking pictures. They know how important this game is. Everyone knows how important it is. So here we go. The tip. Majak and Simmons in the center. On the floor, you have Robinson, Majak, Busilla, Jacobs, and McCall for HSE.
Let's go.
The tip in overtime is going to be won by HSE. Busilla has the ball. Now you got to try to go ahead and extend a lead here, take the momentum out of Fishers, as I don't believe Fishers has the momentum currently.
No.
Jacobs wide open. And what a first points of the game for Sam Jacobs.
What a shot. If Sam Jacobs, man, that's amazing. That was a great execution, was able to get a clear lane and drive in.
The sophomore able to overcome some early, some fouls in a row, able to go ahead and come back here. The mental toughness is showing right here. Coach's son been working really hard to be better this season. Also plays football. The guy's been won the starting spot in the team, and he's played like it. Majak on the rebound, as that one's no good from Fishers. And now HSE has a 2-point lead. Now you can't let your foot off the accelerator here.
No, you cannot. If anything, you step it up. They're going to be playing tough out here. Keep in mind, you're still in a double bonus, by the way. So you can definitely use that to your advantage.
And that one's in. Vinny Busilla as HSE is going to go up by 4, 49-45 with 2:40 left in overtime. HSE crowd going, student section is starting to go absolutely nuts at this point. Jeffrey Brown inside to Simmons. Simmons, no good, rebounded by Majak. Majak is a boards machine tonight.
Take it slow. Just take it slow. There's no shot clock in high school. Just pass it around.
Majak is going to draw a foul. He's going to draw a foul. That's big.
Hey, he just got knocked over.
He did.
Of course, the continuing between Jeffrey Brown and Mabor continues.
At this point, you don't feel pain. You just feel adrenaline. I haven't been in this type of a situation, but I've been in situations like this in athletics, and you just don't feel pain. You just feel adrenaline the entire time, and that's exactly what this is. As looks like
we got to wipe up the court, make sure nothing's slipping.
And Mabor will now go to the line. Here, Coach Satterfield, Elliot Robinson, Sam Jacobs, and Vinny Busilla are talking now on the sideline. And if HSE can extend this to a 6-point game, huge in this overtime.
Even a 5-point game. Let's see here.
And that one's big. 50-45. Mabor has 10 points on the night, and his last 3 have been the most important of the entire game.
Yeah, they have. I'm sorry, Tristan, I can't even process.
I can't either. I'm trying to talk, but at the same time, I'm just so excited. And here we go. We have a dandy on our hands, folks. Outside, Turner to Simmons for 3. That one's good, but HSE still up 2.
Here we go. They just got to milk.
Under 2 minutes. Both teams still have 1 timeout remaining, and both teams are almost in the double bonus. And that one's going to be
hot potato.
Mabor's got it.
All right, here we go. Okay, who are they going to call this a jump ball, or are they going to say Mabor? Yeah, I think they're calling this a jump ball, and it's going to be Fisher's ball.
Wow,
unbelievable. Well, Fishers is in a prime opportunity to get right back in it.
That is very true.
I think they're feeling the same things we were feeling.
A Simmons 3 could be lethal to the energy that HSE has and the momentum. That first 3 did not help HSE's momentum, and another one could be catastrophic, but of course, we're not saying that's going to happen. As Simmons so far has 21 on the night, he's right at his average that he scored all season. As Hornbuckle has returned to the floor and checks in for Elliot Robinson.
What a fighter. What a fighter.
These are the moments I know Cole lives for, because I know Cole Hornbuckle. Castellani passes it to Smith. To Simmons, driving inside, and that one's in and draws the and 1. And we are all tied at 50 with a huge free throw coming up. The entertainment value on this is insane. You can't make this stuff up, Nate.
Yeah.
You couldn't have written it better in a movie.
No, you couldn't. Coming back from an 8-point deficit in the fourth and just keeping it so close.
And the "he is a sophomore" chant has started for Fishers. Here we go, Simmons. He makes it, but it's only a 1-point game, and that's an important detail, Nathan.
Yeah, they cannot. Don't look at the scoreboard right now. Just
you can't,
worry
you
about putting it in the basket.
Both teams are in the double bonus. Both teams have 1 timeout left, and there is a 1:24 left on the clock. Busilla will draw a foul, and he will go to the line.
And here we go. Here's a chance. Take the momentum right back, tie it up.
And that's Drew Turner, slow to get up for the Tigers. This has been a physical game, Nathan. And I can only expect it to grow in the last minute and 12 seconds. I mean, this is the stuff legends are made out of, and this is the stuff the Mudsock rivalry has been based off of for years. Vinny Busilla will make the first free throw, and we are all tied at 51. Busilla has 17 on the night.
What an absolute, I mean, this has been an amazing game for Busilla. He hurt his wrist earlier, too, and he's still making these shots, man.
Tough as nails, ice in the veins. Vinny Busilla will not make the second one, and we are tied at 51 apiece with just over a minute left in overtime. Could we go to a double overtime?
We don't want to think about it yet.
Simmons kicks it out. Smith to Simmons. Simmons trying to work inside. And it's going to be made by Fishers. Smith lays it in. Here you have to go to Mabor.
Anybody that's open.
You really do. You got to take the open shot. Satterfield calls his shot.
This is what Indiana high school basketball is made of, folks.
If you don't think Indiana is the basketball state, well, I have a game for you.
Jump ball.
HSE.
Travel!
What? I don't know. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know about that one.
That was a dagger. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to,
be impartial.
impartial here, but that I can't even explain that call if I tried. That was one of the. It was
an interesting call. We'll give it that.
Well, it was interesting. All right.
19.8 seconds left. 2 points. And the way overtime started for HSE.
Yeah. It looks
looked good. It looked promising.
They've taken a lot of leads, and then Fishers comes pounding back with even more power.
It's almost like HSE should not have the lead until the very last moment.
No, they shouldn't.
Now, this game isn't entirely over.
No, it is not over. I expect them to intentionally foul here.
As Fishers took a timeout, HSE still has a timeout remaining, Nathan. That is a big result here, as you still have a timeout remaining. So if you get a steal, you call a timeout, reset. You got a chance to either win the game or go to a second overtime or tie the game. There are so many different options that can still happen in this, but you have to be aggressive here.
You intentionally foul.
You could that is a choice. I mean, that's what you have to do.
If they don't intentionally foul, then I don't know what's happening.
You could go for a steal.
Well, of course you're going to try to go for a steal in the inbound. That would be ideal.
And they're going to call that one on Busilla, as he almost got the steal.
Yep. Great aggressiveness.
And now they're going to go to the line for 2 shots. Huge free throws here for Castellani.
I don't think he has any. I think he needs to keep this lead.
The senior
he needs to
Dom
make these.
Castellani has to make these 2 free throws. That would be the dagger for HSE, possibly. Here we go. The first free throw is good. It is a 3-point game. And here we go. Shot number 2 is no good. Rebounded by Mabor.
Here we go.
Mabor with a weird pass to Sam Jacobs, and the timeout is called by Satterfield.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
You set yourself up for double overtime here. That's the only way I see this happening.
Or you could go ahead and go for a 2-foul.
But why would they do that?
At some point, I don't know. So if I was Coach Satterfield right now, and I'm not, I would go ahead and have Robinson and Drusilla and your sharpshooters out on the floor.
With Mabor in the post.
Yeah, Mabor in the post. This is going to be one of those nights where I'm going to be up for a long time because of adrenaline. I can tell already.
It's quite the game. It's quite the spectacle. The fight song keeps getting faster. It's just
growing in intensity. You can't ask for much better than this.
Here we go. We're coming back out here.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. Totten to inbound.
I'm going to pass it to Vinny. Vinny's going to go.
Busilla throws it up. No good.
And that's game.
And that's it.
That's going to be game.
With 0.9 seconds left on the clock, HSE has started to fly out in droves as it is now 54-51 with Williams going to the line.
Fisher's waving them goodbye. Always pleasant. Hey man, they got bragging rights, one rivalry game.
And he misses one from the line. If Satterfield still had a timeout, there is a way you could have like 0.1 seconds left and then just a prayer, but who knows? And he's going to miss the second one, and McCall's just going to throw it up.
Oh.
And no good. And that is it. The Fisher Tigers have won the 2019 edition of the boys basketball Mudsock game. A fantastic game between these two teams. We're joining you here. Tristan Fuller, Nathan Gergen here with you. This has been a fantastic game, Nathan. You can't ask for much better than this when you're talking about Indiana high school basketball.
No, you can't. And of course, we attend this school, and this was a very hard loss. But Fishers, you give them all the credit in the world.
Very true.
They've been an undefeated team, and they played like the better team tonight.
But HSE, they've been scrappy. They fought and they played their hearts out this game, and they should be proud no matter the result. And it's a tough loss, 54-51, the final score. Man, what a game!
What a game! That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can say. I mean, this is what this game is all about. The Mudsock. This is the rivalry between these two schools. I mean, these schools are 3.4 miles away from each other. This is what you live for when it comes to this rivalry matchup.
Yeah. I think HSE is going to be feeling this one. They not only lost, they fell to 3-4. So I know it's going to be a tough moment here to just stand there and watch them take that award.
But if I know these schools, and if I know this HSE team, and I do, this is going to be far from a give-up moment for them, as Fishers now receives the Mudsock Trophy. The seniors first. Now the entire team is getting in on the picture. That's got to be tough to watch as HSE's running back to the locker room.
I think there was a lot of mistakes on both sides, and I think there was they played their hearts out, especially at the end. It looked like they could have gotten something in overtime, but couldn't. So once again, congratulations to the Fishers Tigers. Truly deserve the win here tonight. I'm happy for them, 7-0 team. I hope their season keeps going well, injury-free, and we'll see how it goes.
And we're going to go ahead and sign off for tonight's broadcast. For all of Southeastern Sports Network, we want to thank you for tuning in. Have a happy New Year. Have a happy holidays from all of us at SSN. For Zach Vance, for Turner Graves, for Nathan Gergen, this has been Tristan Fleur. Signing off, saying have a great night.
So we're off. We're off.